What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown and first look at McCool, All-American Diva. McCool is the S-tier character for this month's event, that is June of 2025, and she looks good. Like, they did a good job on her build. The artwork is great. Props. They did a good job across the board, I think, with this one. Lincoln gear, nothing, just Ruthless Aggression era. No gear yet. There might be some. S-tiers sometimes get gears. Trainer ability is interesting, though. At 35k, that is. Moves and gems, trap, countdown, juggernaut, that steal health, will steal 100% more health, does not include leech gems, and, this is the best part, yellow moves start with 2 more MP. So, for example, Shinsuke Nakamura, I believe it is, has that same same ability on the starting part of it on the coach's side, but this is a trainer ability, and it is with 2 yellow MP, which is pretty good. I like that. I like it a lot. She's Ruthless Aggression era. She is a focused showboat, which is a problem for me because I still can't take Rhea to 6-star gold because I'm missing focused showboat shards. So I'm gonna need help. I'm gonna need a lot of help if I get this character I'm assuming towards the end of the month if I get her. But anyway, she's really cool, really McCool. And we're gonna take a look at a couple different move sets with her. The first one, it's already above me on screen here. I thought I blocked it out like this. Or like this. But I didn't, so you saw it this whole time. So you know that we are going to go for a yellow, and yellow set. 6 MP, 6 MP, 10 MP. The back lift facebuster. Deal damage, make 35 random gems into 1 turn countdown gems. That will make 2 random gems into multiplied gems. Only strength 3, though. At the end of the countdown, at the end of the countdown. The end of the countdown, at the end of the countdown. Oh, I didn't mention this, but we have, in a new turn of events for the official content creators, we have this character at least, 4 days early. So I'm recording this on a Friday, and she doesn't get released, the event doesn't start until a Tuesday. The good things that come from that is I get to work on this content early, over the weekend when I'm on my days off or whatever, and not like in the later hours after work on Tuesdays, which is when I normally have been doing these for the last year. Armbar, 6 MP, color submission, choose 8 gems to make yellow subs, do 475k damage for 3 turns while sub gems are on the board, remaining turn into multiplied gems of strength 4. Then you have the Faith Breaker, 10 MP, but it does get loaded by the sub, so it's not the end of the world. Finisher does a good amount of damage there and makes 49 multiplied gems into yellow gems, pins the opponent. Plus, if the opponent's style is chaotic, you deal damage again, about 1.7 million, and 150k bonus damage for every multiplied gem, which theoretically 35 random gems that turn at least 2 of them into multiply. That means as long as you have like 20 of those survive, you've got most of the board, and then you've got these 8 gems that are going to turn the rest of the board. So you should have most of the board, except for depending on how the opponent breaks and steals your moves. On the entourage, you're going to want Kofi for the first 4 MP yellow, and then Braun for the second 2. That's going to get your 2 moves started loaded. Plus, Brawny Stroface there increases your multiplied gem strength by 2. Then Seth Leonardo is going to increase your strength by 3. If you don't have him, you can use Memrock or focus on yellow gem damage, which would be another Brawny Stroface right there, or Muda. Or you could go in on the multiplied gem coaches that are the zombies. If you have zombie CM Punk, he's the absolute best for her because it's her color, yellow, and the multi-gems. But either way, I'm just going to go ahead and using zombie Chelsea because she's the free everybody should have her one on there, her Gunther. But you can double up. You can put Zombie Chelsea and Zombie Gunther or whatever just to get as much multi-gem damage on there as possible. Now keep in mind, while the number of multi-gem strengths does not look that impressive. She is making all of them into her primary color. And this plate exists. Technically, you could do one of a few plates. Hard Times plate, whenever you make 6 or more countdown gems, increase your blue and yellow gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. That's important because the reason I'm not going to recommend the LA Bite plate over here, which is right there, is whenever you activate a yellow move, increase your yellow gem damage by 50%. So that'd be 150%, which is awesome, except you're doing a sub, which takes you out of the turn, and that only does damage for 1 turn. So the 2 turns is very important. You could also use the Badass Jacket, where it's whenever you generate 2 or more sub gems, increase your yellow gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. So either of these would work just fine, and pretty much identically the same, considering she's laying down both of those. On this plate, there's a few things you could use. I'm going to go ahead and put the Acolyte plate as the one, but if you have the new Ministry of Darkness plate, Ministry Business, then this would probably be the best one. Whenever you make 6 multiplied gems, increase all your gem damage by 100% for 1 turn. Again, the Trixie Hobbit says is it going to count the countdowns and the subs on that turn or the next turn, which is why I didn't recommend the LA Bite plate. The other option would be if you have a yellow Royal Rumble plate. I don't. If I did, I would put it on a couple other people like Viscera, maybe a few others. There's somebody recently who came out that I really want a yellow Royal Rumble plate for, and I can't think of who it is. Is it Austin? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, this would be a good pick for her as well. There's a few plates for this move set that would work, but I'm going to just go ahead and go with the Acolyte. Whenever you make 6 or more sub gems, increase all your gem damage by 50% for your next turn, which is the next turn after the sub turn. We're going to go up against Jade, 6 gold against 6 gold, because also change in the creator program here. We get 6 gold without having to be the one that does it on the stream, because we don't debut them on stream anymore, which is actually kind of nice for us. It's evens the playing field. Anyway, yeah. So she does not have 99 MP because she doesn't actually exist in the game yet. But that's okay, because this actually shows the way she really does work. So you're going to make them 35 gems into countdowns, 1 turn countdown gems, because why would you do anything but 1 turn anymore? Countdown gems used to be really cool in their functionality because you were counting down to when they would go off. But that was when this game was like 3-4 turns average. Now you're pretty much playing turn 1, cycle 1, wherever you can. All right. 8 yellow gems. You're going to need to make 3 of them technically you only need to match 2, but you can't match 2 in this game. So you're going to need to make a 3 match in order to load your finisher. But what you want to do is try to avoid breaking as many of these countdown gems as you possibly can. So like, for example, I could do that. I wouldn't break any of them. And then I could do that, and then I really don't want to put any others down. Well, okay, right here will work. Right here will work. It's just she's going to break these. So you got to be really careful because you want to set yourself up well. And see, like, she just broke 3 of them right there. Yeah. So, not. And then she broke more right there. But now, boom, pretty much the whole board is times 8 multiply gems. And you're turning all of them that are left into yellow. Yeah, because she's not chaotic, so you're not doing anything bonus. She has 65 million health. And boom, styles clash. And it's 112. 112. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I know what you're saying. I don't like sub gameplay. Well, guess what? She's got other ways to be played as well. So, let's go ahead and check those out as well. The next move set is triple green. And yes, I know what that means. It means check out the chic plate on that girl. But 3 green moves that barely need charge at all. In fact, if these were 2 MP, which I don't know why they would be, you wouldn't even need a trainer. But it's okay, because the trainer right there is going to handle everything for us. So, overhead belly-to-belly suplex, 3 MP green move, deal damage, medium amount, not too bad, and make 42 random gems into reinforced gems. Reversal as well, if the opponent generates a leech gem, which is unlikely, deal damage and increase your green gem damage by 100%. So, females who create leech gems, go. Yeah, I can't think of any right now. I'm sure they're there. I'm just missing them. But 3 MP green again, deal damage, a little bit more damage, and increase your green gem damage by 100% for 1 turn. Does not affect bonus damage. Then deal another set of damage and make 42 reinforced gems into green. So, 1,000,000 damage and 800k damage. Not huge, but of course, we're going to see the Shiki plate and how it works. And then the kick out, deal 0 damage. So, Sheik plate's not going to impact that one too much. And gain 35 million health. 1 MP green every single turn. Gain 35 million health. Not bad. It's too bad she can't train herself, right? Except for, wait, no, her trainer ability is steal health, not gain health. Yeah, you're not stealing health, per se. So she can't train herself. It's okay. She can steal AJ Styles' finisher. She can't train herself. Entourage ability. This is all you need right here. Miss Bliss. Reinforced gems do 100% more damage. Green moves start with 2. So your A-tier Twisted Bliss that we just got a month or 2 ago is everything she needs. Everything. Oh, but it gets better. Junkyard Dog. Reinforced gems do 75% more damage and generate 3 more reinforced gems. That's why he is better than Final Boss Rock right here. And then you've got Viscera. Green gems do 40% more damage. You could use Austin there. You could use a couple, but I just wanted to use Viscera since he's new today as I'm recording this. And then you've got Yokozuna, so that you're keeping with the theme of big meaty men. Reinforced gems do 100% more damage. So you've got 100 plus 75, oh no, plus 100, so that's 200%, plus 75%, plus she buffs her green gem damage by 100%, so that you see how this is starting to stack up. Just that much, right? On the plates, there's not really any plate I would recommend over the Chic plate right now. The Bulldog's Bracers buffs yellow, red, and she's making green, so not really there. They don't have one of these 8th anniversary plates for reinforced gems. Hashtag make reinforced gems better. So we're going to use the Chic plate. Whenever you activate a green move, increase your green move damage by 100%. And then I would recommend a green Royal Rumble if you've got it. If not, there's also not really a great reinforced plate for these. So just anything that makes more green gems, or any gems, to be honest, is fine. But you're not really taking too much advantage of any of these. If there were, one of these plates that whenever you activate a move, increase that color gem by 50% for green, which as far as I can remember, there's not at this exact moment, then I would use that instead. But I mean, if you don't, I shouldn't say instead. If you don't have the green Royal Rumble, the green Royal Rumble plate is the winner. I would also make sure you've got a Fury set on there, but the move damage one right here be green. That would be my recommendation. We've got 100% strap and 40 double 40s on there for the Fury 2s. Here's the trick. We're going up against Jade Cargill. If we don't take her down turn 1, she will sub us. So we want to see her go more than 75 million damage. I just don't know. Reinforced gems haven't gotten the love that they deserve. But Alexa Bliss. I would actually put these so that this is first in the order, but it's a kick out. I didn't mention that. Sorry, it's a kick out. So, what? What? I don't know what is buffing that. I don't know if the Sheik plate is buffing that currently or something's going weird, but it's actually bringing back 105 million health, so that's super cool. But it's a kick out move. I didn't mention that. It is a kick out move, so the only time you can use it is for that. So that purpose alone. All right, so we are doing, that's 2.5 million damage, right? Commas, Scopely, commas. Yep, 2.5 million damage, and making 43 gems into reinforced gems. And if your opponent's class is chaotic, then you would also buff them up again. No, it's if they create a leech gem. Never mind. Now we're buffing our green gem damage by 100%. We're doing 3.8 and 3.4, so not a whole lot. Sheik Plate's not really doing much for us here. Not really doing much for us at all, but it is boosted. That's going on. Everything goes green. Blam, blam. We throw out green again, so that's 3 hits on the green with all of them boosted, and 59 million all in, which, that's okay. Kick out moves are not most people's favorites, just because that means you have to get pinned. But if you get pinned and get 40 million health back immediately, and you can do it every single time you get pinned because it's a 1 MP move, so you can't even be subbed down by it, it's neat. It's a neat trick, is all I'm going to say. But yeah, she's got another move set, and it involves Pyro Gems, so let's check that out. The last move set uses all of the remaining moves, which is actually just 2 of them, and it only needs 2 of them, the roundhouse kick and the big boot. But this kick out, again, 1 MP move. If you get pinned, you automatically kick out and deal 35 million health, so you can't ever be pinned except for when you're done. Like, when you're done, that's when you can get pinned. Otherwise, all good skis. Roundhouse kick, 6 MP black, deal damage, not too much, but not bad, and make the bottom row into Pyro multi-gems, which will modify all gems above it into multiply gems of strength 5 when broken by you. And then the biggest booteth, deal damage and make 7 Pyro gems into green, so that's going to make all the gems multis, and then deal damage and make 49 random gems into black, which is going to make all of the multiply gems black, and all of them are going to go above you, and it's unblockable in the sense that it all happens at once. So theoretically, if you have a person that's going against you that does block against multiply gems or pyro gems, that might be able to interrupt that cycle right in the middle, but otherwise nobody else can prevent you from making pretty much the entire board multis, and then pretty much the entire board black, which is kind of crazy. All of that's happening in those 2 moves, right? So you're like, okay, but it makes 7 green. So what do other green moves do? You can make 42 random gems into reinforced gems, but again, that's going to get overwritten by the multi-gems. The only reason you would want to throw that one down if, for example, there was a plate that showed up like, when you make reinforced gems, buff your black gem damage. Okay, yeah, that would work. European uppercut, increase your green gem damage, but you're making them all black. And then make 42 random reinforced gems. Again, it's not going to work, right? So this is the only move set that works. I mean, the only move that works with this move set, and you really don't need it. It's just 2 moves, basically. On the entourage, Woods for 4 black MP and All Rise Judgment Day Priest. Multi-gems generated will increase their strength by 2. Black moves increase their strength by, black moves start with 2. And then I'm going to use the Whaley Whale trainers, but we can easily pull this back, right? So multiply gems increase their strength by 3 with Seth Leonardo. And Zombie LA Knight, black gems do 40% more damage if you take them to 6 gold. I haven't. And then multiply gems do 60% more damage. So that's going to be a big hit. If you don't have Zombie LA Knight, I would recommend using Zombie Chelsea or Zombie Brett. It doesn't really matter. You really want that 60% more multi-gem damage, though. On the plates, first of all, we're going to use the Queen's Tiara. Whenever you make 6 or more multiply gems, increase your black gem damage by 50%. There you go. Then we're going to use the Piper Plate. Now, the Piper Plate is best on yellow Pyro, or Pyro into yellow gems, But whenever you make 4 or more pyro gems, increase all of your gem damage by 100%. So you could use this one. There's a lot better places to put a Piper's Power plate, but then again, like I have one on Ilya, who makes into green just because I want that extra buffage on there. So if you just want the extra buffage, that's where you get it. The other one would be the new Ministry plate, the Ministry business. Whenever you make 6 or more multiply gems, increase all of your gem damage by 100%. This is a lot more rare than the Piper plate, though. They both are going to give you 100% gem damage because she's not making yellow gems, so that 500% doesn't count. There you go. She's also not making them green, so the Jade plate won't work on there. And she's doing green moves into, or wait, no, is it black moves? Yeah, black moves into black gems. So you could also, where is it? Use this one right here. Whenever you use a black move, increase your black gem damage. But guess what? That's also going to be a whopping 100%. So you have multiple different ways to get 100% buff on her. And that's it, right? So let's see if it can hit more than the last move set. Because, well, the last move set was cute. It was cute. It just didn't have the damage that we need, right? So instead, if we're going to compare her to Rhea, and I will in a minute, because they're both Focus Showboat characters, you know, we need a little bit more than that. We just need a little bit more. So there we go. There's the bottom row into Pyro Gems. You've triggered the Piper Power Plate. Here is the make 7 Pyro into green. Then it's going to deal damage and go straight into 49 black. She has 75 million health. So let's see what we take her down by. Green, everything multi into 10. And then every multi goes black, which is a lot of them. That's a lot of multi gems. Boom, 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 boom. 89 million. 89 million. So doesn't go into her primary color. However, so it doesn't hit as hard as triple yellow. But triple yellow, you got to deal with countdown gems and subs, which a lot of people don't like. This is literally a 2-click setup and everything else happens for you. So while the triple yellow is beefier, so to speak, I think this is where a lot of people are going to land, to be quite honest. I think that's probably the moveset most are going to use. So if we compare her to focused showboats in the game, the biggest one, of course, is going to be Mommy. The thing I like about Michelle McCool's 2 clicks, you're done, and theoretically you can kick out forever as long as you're not knocked out. So if you get in a situation, you can't even be subbed down, you could keep surviving the sub, even if they had like a super sub, and just annoyingly continually come back with your kick out if they pin you, as long as you're not knocked out again. But the real meat and potatoes for her is the fact that it's 2 clicks, pyro build, boom, and done. And the plates, again, there's 3 or 4 different ways you can get to that bonus damage. So it's really, you don't need a Piper's plate. You could use the Seth plate. You could use whichever. I like that. Rhea, what I like about her is her move damage is, or about the move damage is, if you're doing these in feud, and you got to be thinking about feud when you're building your characters, Rhea is using trainers that you're just not using on other people, whereas, you know, with her, with the multi-gems, I'm going to be fighting, well, okay, now do I want to use her? Do I want to use Abby the Witch? Because then if I'm putting Rhea in there, I've already got 2 showboat females. And if I'm going to put more showboat females in there, I'm going to put Maxine, because I still stinking love her, and she hits like a Mac freaking truck, to misuse something that Gerson said about Acro Bailey at one point in the game. Go back on his videos. I promise it's there. It's hilarious now in hindsight, but back then it was true. And someday it won't be true about Maxine either. But Maxine is using reinforced gems and green gems to create her damage. So you're not using the same trainers, right? So Rhea, Maxine, then we have Asuka. Asuka may still be my favorite showboat female in the game, again using a different set of trainers. So theoretically you could run Rhea, Maxine, and Asuka, in your lineup, and all 3 of them are going to be using different trainers from each other, but of those, she's the one that most overlaps with my other girls that I might want to use multi-gem. So you're not going to use her and Showboat Charlotte, for example. Both are using your multi-gem people. Abby the Witch, I've already mentioned, like so on and so forth. So the variety side of it, multi-gems are always going to be the thing that lasts longest between metas, and I really like hers. But you'd have to choose. Would I use her over Abby the Witch? Absolutely. I love Abby the Witch, but I mean, 2 clicks and you're done and everything gets handled for you. That is a great setup for feud. I really like the triple yellow. I don't think I don't think a lot of people are going to use it. I shouldn't say most people. I don't think a lot of people are going to use it. Merrick's won't use it. He didn't like subs. Slim Numbers, I don't think like subs. Yeah, there's a few. I like subs. I like sub gameplay, but it's 1, more clicky. 2, it's very board dependent because depending on what you have to make into yellow to make your move load, and then it's very dependent on what your opponent breaks, whereas this one is just set it, forget it, it's done. So I really like her. Michelle McCool, welcome to the game. It's awesome that we finally have a version of her in the game. That's super, super cool. Super McCool. Did she make her name based on McDonald's? McCool? Not a dad joke. I was seriously asking. Anyway, but it's very awesome that she's in the game for the first time, and she gets a really good fighter ability and trainer ability, like really good trainer ability. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I hope I get her. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then make sure you check out our other helpful content and her 3-minute moveset for a quick stab at what she does. We'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye.